Welcome to the final presentation on Banqueting Server. This is another episode in the Heart NSTA Trust lecture series, The Heartbeat. I'm your host, Kevin Baxter. For this session, Mrs. Sims-Reed and Miss Campbell will guide you through 1. Providing table service for food and beverages, 2. Discussing the different types of meal courses, and 3. Demonstrating various napkin folds. Here are Melissa Sims-Reed and Lloydette Campbell.
Now we're on to our final unit. Provide table service of food and beverage. Now when you are ready to provide table service of food and beverage, you have to ensure that you do your mise en place. Now mise en place, this is the pre-preparation before service and is done to ensure that all equipment is checked and prepared. Tables. Now the size of the table should accommodate the number of persons to be seated. They must be clean and in working order. So you check to ensure that the table is sturdy. And if you are using a mixture of round and square tables, then you would want to ensure that they blend in well. Chairs, they must not have rough edges and they must be placed between the legs of the table. Glasswares, they should be highly polished and arranged neatly to the right of each cover. Now when we say polished, this simply means ensuring that the glass has a high luster, a sheen to it. And this is done by placing the glass over hot water using a piece of cloth to rub until you achieve your desired luster. Silverwares, they must be polished and set neatly on the table. Flatwares must be crack-free and placed appropriately for service. Now, what is a place setting? Now, this is the term that is used to describe a cover that is set for an individual on the table. And this is usually used for a formal dinner. It consists of all the tablewares usually found at the table, such as your cutleries, dinnerware, and glassware, and they can be small or large depending on the meal. Now, what is a course? A course is considered a single food item or a set of food items served at once, such as a cream of pumpkin soup garnished with croutons, or baked chicken, mashed potatoes, and grilled vegetables. An average meal consists of 1 or more meals. Now, there are different types of courses, but today I'll be focusing on 5 courses as we will be demonstrating how to set the table for a 5-course meal. And our 5 courses include appetizer, soup, salad, entree, and dessert. Table setting includes setting for breakfast, lunch, dinner, special occasions, cocktails, buffet, brunch, or weddings. Now, regardless of the time of day or the occasion, the settings are usually made according to the style of service, which can either be an a la carte menu or a table d'hote menu. Now, what are the items that will be needed for us to demonstrate how to set the table for a 5-course meal? For appetizer, you would need an appetizer fork and a knife. For the soup, we'll use a soup spoon. For the salad, you would need a salad fork and knife. And for the entree, you would need an entree knife and a fork. For dessert, you have the option of using both the dessert spoon and fork, and you'll remove whichever is not required based on what the guests would have ordered. Charger, which is also known as the show plate, and this is placed on the table and may be removed during service after the guest would have had their 3rd course. Side plates and a butter knife, salt and pepper shaker, and our glasswares would include water goblet, white wine glass, and red wine glass. Now Miss Campbell will come again and demonstrate for us how to set the table for a 5-course meal. Thank you, Miss Campbell, for joining me. Now we'll be demonstrating how to set the table for a 5-course meal. First, you place your show plate or charger on the table. Ensure that it is an inch away from the edge of the table. And this can be marked by using 1 inch of your finger, preferably your thumb, to measure this measurement. Then we place our side plate to the left and a napkin fold in the center of the charger. Then we're going to add our cutleries. When we're using our cutleries, we worked from outside and work our way in. Remember, our 5 courses are appetizer, soup, salad, entree, and dessert. So we'll place our appetizer knife to the left with the sharp edge towards the charger. Beside that, you would place your soup spoon, your salad knife, and then your entree knife. Now we're going to add the next set of utensils. Remember, we start from outside and work our way in. Now, since this is our appetizer knife, we're going to ensure that we put a fork to the left on the outside for our appetizer. Beside the appetizer fork, you'll find the salad fork followed by the entree fork. At the top, you'll find the dessert spoon and fork. Ensure that the handle of the spoon is turned towards your right, meaning that if the guest is having ice cream for dessert, once these are removed, then you would bring down your dessert spoon. And the handle of the fork must be placed to the left. So if they're having, for example, cake, then you would bring down the fork when they're having their desserts. In our side plate, we're going to add our butter knife, and this is used to butter rolls. And you can also use your side plate to place whatever item of food you do not want on it. Now we're going to add our glasswares. We start with our water goblet, and this is placed to the tip of the entree knife, followed by our red wine glass, and then our white wine glass. Now, where white wine glasses are concerned, we usually serve white wine in chilled glass. So we only place it on the table just now for completion of our table setting. But if we're going to serve some wine, then we would bring a chill glass to the table and remove this one and place the chill glass for service. Now we're going to add our salt and pepper shaker. And just to enhance our presentation, we'll place our flowers to the left. Now that completes our demonstration of how to set the table for a 5-course meal. But for reinforcement, let me highlight the different items that were placed on the table. Remember, you start from the outside and work your way in. So we have our appetizer knife and fork, our soup spoon, our salad knife and fork, or entree knife and fork, or charger which was placed an inch away from the edge of the table, and our dessert spoon and fork to the top, our water goblet, our red wine glass and our white wine glass. And to the left, we have our side plate and butter knife. And remember your condiments, which includes our salt and pepper shaker. Now let's get straight to demonstrating how to do different types of napkin folds.
All right, so the first napkin fold that I'll be making is the pyramid. Now we fold our napkin into a triangle, and we use our hands to press the napkin. Take the 2 ends of the napkin and bring it down towards you. Flip our napkin and bring the downward sides up to the top. Now we fold simply, just fold the napkin, and there we have our pyramid. Moving on to the candle. Simply fold the napkin into a triangle once more. Fold the base of the napkin and the flip. Then we roll along the base. Now we fold the base of the napkin just to tuck this part in to hold the candle. Just to add a little style to the candle, we can simply just fold right here. And there you have it. Next, we go on to our shoes. Now we fold the napkin into half and make another fold. Using less than half of your napkin, simply make a fold, creating a point right here, and fold the other side of the napkin. We now place our finger at the tip of the napkin and fold inwards, both sides. After which, we simply fold both sides in, creating a point for the shoes. After that, we flip the short side of our napkin right here upwards. And this taller side, we tuck underneath here. And there you have it, shoes. Now we will do the bishop hat. All right, for the bishop hat, we make a triangle. Fold in two ends. Then simply bring up these two ends to the tip. And then we fold down here, right up. Then we will flip our napkin and tuck in the ends just to make it sturdy. Now we will just simply make our flaps. And there, your bishop hat. Now we will go to the bird of paradise. We fold our napkin in half and then into a square. Finding all the loose ends, we simply bring right here and we fold downwards towards you, the ends from both sides. After which, we flip our napkin and these two ends down here, we bring them upwards. And the folding your napkin, just like this. Now we raise all the loose ends upwards, creating our bird of paradise. Now we will move on to the tuxedo. This is pretty simple, and it can be used for an occasion such as a wedding. Now we create a fold, and then we flip our napkin. Now we simply bring in both ends towards us. Folding under both sides. And then the base, we simply fold it under. All right, moving on, we will go to the water lily. We simply put all 4 ends to the center of the napkin. Then we flip the napkin, repeating the same process, bringing all 4 points to the center. And then we will pull out all the loose ends from beneath. And here we have our water lily. All right, so now we'll be making the rose, which we fold our napkin into a triangle. And make some folds at the base of our napkin. And the flip, and then we roll along the base of the napkin. Then we tuck the loose end. Then using these parts as the leaves of the rose, we now turn them outwards. There you have the rose. All right, so now we'll be making the crown, which we fold our napkin into half. And then we simply fold a triangular at one side, and we do the same on the next. Then we will flip our napkin and fold one side upwards. After which, we will find this loose end and bring it upwards and fold in this side to the inside. Now, we will fold this tip back down towards us and flip our napkin once more. And then we simply tuck this end inwards. And there we have our crown. Now we will move to the diagonal pocket. We fold our napkin into half and then into a square. Finding all the loose ends, we simply bring them up to one side of the napkin and continue with the loose ends and tuck them underneath. Doing the same thing once more. After which, we will flip our napkin and fold both sides into the center of the napkin. And there we have it, or diagonal pocket. All right, so that's it for the napkin folding. So here we have the pyramid, the bishop hat, bird of paradise, the tuxedo, the candle, the shoes, the diagonal pocket, rose, water lily, and finally the crown.
I hope that you will use this information to master the banqueting server skill. Share your photos and videos of your practice sessions with us on our social media pages or WhatsApp at 876-279-7930. You can also review this and the other presentations in the series on our YouTube channel. I am Kevin Baxter, and this was The Heartbeat.